These are called mud daubers. They're nests that we found in our condo. What kind of bugs, Tina?
Wasps.
Wasps. More about that in a minute. I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the dark side. I guess it's the darker side of Costa Rica. Pura Vida. These guys are working on our internet. We've been waiting all day for them to show up. So yeah, we got in last night. Well, late afternoon. Went for a swim. Came back and okay. So you know this is what happens in Costa Rica, and I say the dark side of Pura Vida. The reason I say that is because I remind myself, I remind my wife, and I remind others. And a lot of people know this, and you'll hear a lot of people say this. When you're down here, you're on a different agenda. You're on a different time. Things happen, and they will not go at your pace. You know, we get accustomed to our modern way of living, and it can drive you crazy. So the worst thing, hola. So the worst thing to do is to get upset and start, you don't want to be a dick about it, you know? Start turning into an asshole because you think things ought to be the way you think they ought to be. Things are different down here. Things move at a different pace and things break down just like they do back home. So we get in yesterday and we put two new fans on our main floor. One of them's not quite working properly. The fan up in the back bedroom's not working either. There's no water. That was a big one. There's no water. And there's no internet. So it's like boom, boom, boom. You get hit with all these things. And you can get upset about stuff like that. You know? And there's a bunch of other little things too. But that's normal for anywhere. I'm talking specific to Costa Rica, as probably is true of any tropical area because of the humidity and just the lifestyle. Things move at a slower pace. So there was a couple of dead cockroaches too in our back bathroom upstairs. They're really gross. They're just these big monster things. But that's probably because last week they fumigated and it drives them out. It's kind of gross, eh? But anyways, that mud dauber thing I was showing you, we had the guys show up. We called our property manager, Anastasia. She's excellent, by the way. And she's our new property manager. And she sent somebody over right away. And he fixed it. He found a problem. It was the relay switch next to our water tank outside. It was shot. So nice guy, got the job done in no time. He had to go to the hardware store or whatever and buy a new one. I would imagine they're quite common down here and they break down all the time. So he came back, got it all fixed up. And so while he was here, I asked him about the fan on the main floor. And he looked at it and he says, no, it's shot. I'm like, bummer. That fan, we paid a lot of money for it and it's not even 2 years old. Anyways, I said, okay, while I got you here, can I get you to look at the, this is me and like I can barely speak Spanish and he can barely speak English, so I'm using Google Translate. But he's a nice guy and he's helping me out. So Costa Ricans, as many people in Latin American countries, are very, very helpful and they're very happy and congenial. They're always willing to just, you know, if you break down on the road, I've heard of this happening so many times. If you break down on the road, they will stop and fix your car and help you out and get you on your way, and they won't even want any money in payment. Anyway, so we go upstairs to the back bedroom, fix the fan. So he takes it apart, and that's where he found those daubers, mud daubers. I'm like, What the hell is this? So Tina used Google Lens to identify it, and yeah, they're just these critters that come in. I guess they came in from the outside and they built these nests inside our light, and such is life in Costa Rica. So if you don't like mud daubers, cockroaches, snakes, ants, and a million and one other creepy crawlies, it's not the place for you. It doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't bother Tina at all. It's not that big a deal. You just get used to it. But mostly, it's all about getting used to adjusting to the way of life, and the fact that things break down differently, and our expectations need to be adjusted. It's important to adjust and just roll with it. So, hello. How are you? Good. That's Lynn from Alberta, Canada. She lives here full time. All right, so that's all I got to say. Pura Vida. There's, kind of a dark side or an annoying side to it, and it's worth the price of admission. But interesting to talk about, so I hope you enjoyed my little story about the mud daubers. Take care.